Good afternoon. Welcome to the Teachers Retirement System Board meeting for March 18th, 2021. I'm going to start by calling the roll. John Adler.
I am here.
Thomas Brown.
I'm here, Patricia. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Natalie Green-Giles.
Good afternoon. I'm here.
Hello. David Gazansky.
Present.
Russell Buckley.
Good afternoon, here.
Deborah Penny.
I am here. Good afternoon.
Susanna Vickers.
Here.
So we do have a quorum. And next on the agenda is an update on TRS Operations. And Thad McTee, give us the update.
Thank you, Patricia. Our first item is the extension of the COVID accidental death benefit statute. Chapter 78 of the laws of New York State, approved on March 12, 2021, extends eligibility for accidental death benefits to statutory beneficiary of members who die on or before December 31st, 2022, where the member fiscally reported to a non-home work site on or after March 1st, 2020, and COVID-19 caused or contributed to the death. TRS has identified approximately 32,000 members who will be due a required minimum distribution, RMD, from their TDA accounts for 2021. In late April, TRS will send a notification letter with file instructions to these members. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Thad.
I'm sorry, Thad, you'll get that to us electronically as always?
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Thad.
So may I just ask a question on the RMDs? I guess the answer is no. We haven't heard anything of whether those would be suspended as they were last year.
We have not heard anything to this point. That's correct.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda is a report from the actuary.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
A fiscal note report was sent out last week. There was 3 fiscal notes that were published since the last time that we met. 2 of them relate to the early retirement incentive, and one of them was a picture bill. So the 2 that were the early retirement incentive fiscal notes were number 6 and number 7, and then the picture bill was number 9. So fiscal note number 6, one of the 2 early retirement incentive fiscal notes, in case you don't recall, there was 2 parts to this bill. There was a part A and a part B for the ERI, and part A issues an additional month of pension service for each additional year that an employee worked. Part B was eliminating the early retirement reduction factor in the benefit formula if a employee decides to retire before full eligibility. For Part A, this fiscal note was done on a per person basis. So the increase in employer contribution per person for Part A was $25,600. For Part B, it was approximately $21,000 per person. And for fiscal note number 7, again, another ERI fiscal note, this differed from fiscal note number 6 in the sense that it only had one part, specifically Part B, where it eliminates the reduction factor in the benefit formula. The eligibility was a little bit different. It included more folks that would be eligible. For fiscal note number 6, the Part B age and service requirement was 55-25, meaning 55 years old and with at least 25 years of service. For fiscal note number 7, the eligibility was either 50 years old with 25 years of service or 55 years old with only 10 years of service. So because it opened up the eligibility crowd to a bigger group, and these folks had less years of service and less salary, presumably, then the average did come down from $21,000 to $15,700 per person. The third fiscal note, which was fiscal note number 9, again, was a picture bill for Mr. Jonathan Grossman. Mr. Grossman wanted to include the lump sum value of his vacation pay towards his final average salary. So he wants his retirement benefit recalculated on a higher final average salary. Doing so would increase the liability $263,000. That is for one person. And because it is a retiree, he's a retiree already, the amortization period for it is just simply immediately. So all $263,000 would be recognized immediately. So that concludes the end of my fiscal note report.
Okay, thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the Executive Director's Report. And it has, the first item on the Executive Director's Report is the matter of the next meeting. And it has been suggested that the next regular board meeting of the Teachers Retirement Board be held on the third Thursday of the month, April 15th, 2021. So we should just all mark our calendars. The second item on the ED Executive Director's Report is a resolution that was laid over for the proposed changes to the actuarial method, assumptions and methods.
Okay, please lay that over again.
Okay. The next resolution is authorization to the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain funds.
Can you please skip the reading of that one?
Okay. So,
Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve or a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Do I hear a second?
Second,
Thank you, Mr. Kazansky. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Any abstentions? Any opposed? Any discussion? Awesome, approved.
the next resolution is authorization to the Comptroller of the City of New York to invest certain tax-deferred annuity funds.
again, please waive the reading of this resolution.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Oops, thank you, Mr. Kazansky. Mr. Adler, I'll take that as a second.
Got it.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? Any discussion? Awesome, it is approved.
The next resolution is the extension of the participation in the common investment meeting.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolved that the Teachers Retirement Board extends for a 3-month period terminating June 30th, 2021, its participation in the common investment meeting as described and subject to the conditions of the board's 2015 and 2016 SIM resolutions, and be it further resolved, nothing in this resolution shall abrogate any rights or waive any responsibilities reserved to the Board of Trustees under applicable law.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Motion. Oh,
Okay, I'll do Mr. Adler this time. Thank you, Mr. Adler. Mr. Brown, I'll take that as a second.
You got it.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Any discussion? Okay, it is approved.
Okay. The next board resolution is support for legislation suspending the creation of tax-deferred annuity beneficiary accounts at the Teachers Retirement System of the City of New York.
Sorry, please skip to the resolve.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees supports the enactment of legislation to suspend the creation of new TDAB accounts for the TDA beneficiaries of TRS members who die on or after July 1st, 2021. Resolved that the Executive Director is hereby authorized to take such action as may be necessary to effectuate this resolution.
Do I hear a motion?
So moved, Susanna?
Thank you, Ms. Vickers. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. Does anyone have a discussion before I take a vote? Any questions on it? Everyone understands what it's saying?
I would
Questions?
appreciate a quick explainer on what these beneficiary accounts are, if
Yep, I
the
thought
board
so.
would allow that.
Absolutely. Patricia, who would like to speak on it?
So the beneficiary, the tax deferred annuity beneficiary funds were set up, I think over 10 years ago. It was at a time when there was no such thing as a, where non-spousal could not set up an inherited IRA. But since that time, we have been able to set up, excuse me, non-spousal beneficiaries are able to set up an inherited IRA. So it's really not in their best interest to really keep their money at TRS, because we don't have all of the options that are available to them in the private markets. And I have a document that talks about, I just want to pull it up, that talks about the fact that really most of the people, beneficiaries, do not take advantage of this, and it does cause a lot of extra work for TRS. And so it's, something that we thought would be, better. Less than 4% of our eligible beneficiaries do create a TDAB account. And on average, about 124 accounts are created over the last 5 years, right? 18% of the TDAB accounts are closed within 5 years, because a lot of people just move the money there as a holding place. 53% of the TDA participants are now non-spouses. And on average, about 10 TDAB participants enroll each month. And just over 1,300 beneficiaries had a TDAB account at the end of 2020 since its inception. And it is a large overhead for TRS. And it's not in the beneficiary's best interest really to keep their money here, because they can only invest in the variable fund, and they're restricted with how often they can move their money around, where out on the private market, they have much more flexibility.
Are there any transaction costs that would be incurred as a result of this? I don't see any, but potentially, are there transaction costs?
I think Susan could answer that better than I could. I mean, you mean for us closing down the?
Yeah, yes, yeah. I assume there are no transaction costs to the beneficiary.
No.
But for closing down the account.
Well, anyone who's in there can stay in there, correct? Anyone who already has one, right? They just won't be able to do it in the future. They won't be able to.
So this is as of July, whatever, I think you said 31st? July. So going forward, but to shut down, there is no shutting down is what you're saying, Debbie.
Right. So it just won't be an option for them.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions about it? Russell, you good? I like your background, Russell. I like wherever you are. I like that. Very nice. Okay. We all good? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? Any more discussion? Any abstentions? Okay. It is passed.
Okay. And the next resolution is for the Qualified Pension Plan Investment Policy Statement, Appendix 5.
Please skip to the resolve.
Resolve that the annexed revised Appendix 5 asset allocation is hereby adopted and incorporated into the Qualified Pension Plan Investment Policy Statement.
Okay. Thank you. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Ms. Vickers. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any discussion?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. No.
So there's an issue with the placeholders, which are Appendix C of this document. My team noticed that there was something odd about it, because if you turn to Appendix C of this proposed Appendix 5, you'll see that the real estate placeholders for both core and opportunistic, the fixed income portion has been reduced to just the Barclays Ag, Whereas in infrastructure and opportunistic fixed income, it still has this breakdown between treasuries, investment grade corporates, and mortgage-backed securities, which are the components of the Barclays Ag. So I sent an email, and I didn't remember us approving this previously. So I sent an email to Robin, and Robin responded this morning and said, we reached out to Mike Haddad on your question, and it turns out that you made a good catch. The material for the board misstated the change to the real estate placeholder, and new board information is being issued. Now, I don't know if anybody else has heard anything with that regard, but I think that we should not approve at least Appendix C until we hear back from BAM or from Rokaton on this. If we want to approve the first two, the asset allocation and the ranges, I think that's what the first two are, right? Appendix A is the asset allocation, Appendix B is the rebalancing ranges. I'm fine with that, or we could just lay the whole thing over until we get a completely accurate Appendix C.
Susanna, do you know anything about it?
This is the first I'm hearing of this. I was told that the documents that were conveyed to TRS were completely accurate, but apparently they weren't. So
Okay.
we can lay it over, or maybe that's the best thing to do.
Just lay the whole thing over.
Yeah,
Sure.
because it might make more sense than doing it piecemeal.
Okay.
We might have something, yeah, by
All
the
right,
next
that's-
meeting.
Okay, good. All right, so we will lay this one over. The
John,
entire-
can you send me that email chain?
Absolutely. I can send it, if everybody wants to see it, I'm happy to send it to everybody, or I can just send it to Susanna.
Yeah, please send it to everybody. I'd like to take a
Okay.
look.
Yeah,
Will do.
absolutely. Okay, good.
I'm going to actually send it to Liz. So Liz, you can distribute it to everybody, okay? If you're there, Liz.
Liz gives a thumbs up.
Great, thank you.
Okay. All
Okay,
right,
so next on the agenda is the calendar.
okay.
First item on the calendar is the matter of the minutes, approval of the minutes for February 4th, 2021 investment meeting and the February 25th, 2021 board meeting.
Okay, do I hear a motion to approve February 4th and February 25th meetings?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Kazansky. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Is that Tom?
Yep,
Laura.
second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, we passed the minutes.
Okay, the next are the items, and you all have received those in a detailed report.
Please
So-
waive the reading of the calendar, Patricia.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve the calendar?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Great.
Aye.
Any opposed? All righty, it is approved. Okay, next up,
Under other business, we want to select a date for the April investment meeting because there seem to be conflicts. Existing date.
okay, take out your calendars. So, all right, it was scheduled for April 1st, the investment meeting. We looked at the 8th, but I think, was there conflict with that?
Yeah,
There was a
It's the
conflict.
regular day of another board meeting that
Okay.
Susanna and I are on.
Absolutely. Okay, and then the 15th, we're back with the board, so we need another day of the week.
April 8th isn't good?
No,
No,
No.
that's the day of the NICER's board meeting, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
Every month, second Thursday.
Do we want to
What-
try for Wednesday, April 7th?
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's good.
Whoa, first shot, all good?
Good job, Jeff.
I have a conflict, but I could change it.
I actually have a conflict,
Yeah.
but don't.
Oh, no, no. The board,
What about-
this would be in the morning, correct? Yeah, 9 o'clock. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
This is 10, not 9 o'clock.
10
This would be the 10
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock investment,
o'clock.
not board meeting, correct?
Right,
Correct,
10 o'clock.
Not what
investment.
Tom said. No,
that-
I have a conflict on the 7th, but
Well, could I
Now-
just,
Another day, how
Different
about,
time
Yeah,
that
let's-
you would make it?
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, we could do a different, we don't have to be wedded to 10 o'clock. Do you want us to try?
I could do the
10 or-
afternoon of the 7th, anytime after 2 o'clock or 2 o'clock on, I guess.
How's 2 o'clock on the 7th for everyone?
That's fine.
Wow, a different day of the week and a different time.
I have a 4 o'clock commitment. Would you think it would go more
Yes,
than
so-
2 hours?
I do as well.
oh, yeah, so does that,
I could
Is that enough
probably do
time?
one, I could probably do 1:30 if that helps.
and also, do we have to check to make sure that Rokutan is available?
Yeah, that's a great idea. We will check. All right, so you know what? Let's try for that one. We'll try for April 7th at 1:30, and let's give them another date just in case.
How about Monday, the 5th as an alternative?
Whoa, that's kind of wild. Okay. How is Monday, the 5th? In the morning?
for
Do you
me.
like Monday, the 5th in the morning better than Tuesday in the afternoon?
I mean, Wednesday in the afternoon.
Wednesday in the afternoon, I'm sorry. All right, so let's try it. So we'll do first for April 5th at 10 o'clock. That's on a Monday.
I have a 10 o'clock call, but I guess I can change it. Could we do 11?
You can do whatever you want. We're already outside the box.
yeah, it's the day after
Wild.
Easter, so you want to get a later
It's,
start.
isn't Easter
11
Monday?
would be
at
better
10?
for me as well.
What's a little better, Russell?
What was better?
Later, 11 on Easter Monday rather than 10. I have a couple calls at 10 as well.
Okay, so we'll try first for Monday, April 5th at 11 a.m. Then we will try for Wednesday, April 7th at 1:30.
I thought our first choice was Wednesday.
Well, I changed it around. I can do Wednesdays at first. Hey, I could do anything.
It seems like Wednesday is better for
All
people.
right, I will
I'm
do
not
that.
sure because everybody has a conflict Wednesday. Some people have a conflict Wednesday earlier and some people have a conflict Wednesday later.
Hey, how's Tuesday, April 6th?
I could do the afternoon of April 6th. I have a standing
prefer-
meeting in the morning.
I prefer Monday at 11.
Okay, that's it.
Oh, yeah, I can't actually do the afternoon, April 6th.
Yeah,
Now
I
I'm looking
can't
at
do
it.
April 6th, though. That helps.
Okay, so we are going to strongly suggest Monday, April 5th at 11 a.m. We'll check with Rokutan. If not, then we will try April 7th at 1:30. Sound like a plan?
Yes,
Awesome. Awesome. Okay.
thank you, everyone, for your flexibility.
Yeah, thank you. Great. All right, questions and comments from the public? Do we have any public? We do not. Okay, anything else, Patricia? And we're ready to go into executive session?
we're not going into executive, we're going into attorney-client. So
So does that mean we should just adjourn and then do our
Yes.
attorney-client?
I believe so.
All right, awesome. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So
So
moved.
moved.
And then to Ms. Vickers and Mr. Kazansky, I'll take that as a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any discussion? We stand adjourned.